Hi guys, it's Angela with the Grocery Shrink, and I wanted to show you today how I use PowerPoint because it's cheap and I already had it to create a mood board for decorating purposes. This is where I take my inspiration from Pinterest and put it all together in one spot so I can see if I like the overall feeling of the room and if I want to buy those items. So we're going to take my friend Stacy's living room from Stacy Makes Sense as our example, and let me show you her picture that she sent me. You can see that she's been playing around with arranging her furniture. They have this super cute coat rack over here, and they built that from the pieces of the original house that were removed during a previous remodel. She has this really cute fireplace over here, and she plans to paint that white. She just painted her walls white. She has natural stain trim and light hardwood floors that are in really good condition. She's got a cute wingback chair. She loves the comfort and the style of the chair, but not the color. So we've been talking about possibly slip covering the chair or even painting it with Annie Sloan's chalk paint. Slip covering is my favorite method because it's still soft. And I've heard that some people say that painting with chalk paint's still soft and some say it's not, so it's kind of a risk there. And then they got this really comfortable sofa on Craigslist, and I love that it has a different color wood to it than her floors for a nice contrast. It's just a little bit dark for what they're wanting right now, and their rug is a little too small for this space, so they're looking for a new rug. And then you can see their curtains right here. They don't go to the floor, they stop right here, and she's got them hung so that even part of the wood trim is showing above the curtains. And so it's not wrong. A lot of people hang curtains like this, but she could make her room feel a lot bigger and grander by hanging her curtains up higher. So I just wanted to show her some options for her space in PowerPoint. Okay, here's where I started a little mood board for her, and I was showing her how it would look with her curtains hung to the ceiling, with a little table in front of the window where she has a blank space. Let's see if it's still here. You can see there's nothing under her window. So what if she filled in with a narrow table instead? She had tried her sofa there and she just felt like it was too deep. It overlapped her fireplace, it covered up her little cabinet here. So I'm suggesting a little skinny table, and be a great place for plants. Even her kitchen's right on the other side of this wall, so she could have some herbs in there or whatever she wanted. Anyway, I wanted to walk you through a little bit on how I created this image for her. And one thing I forgot to do was I didn't put in her flooring. So when we start over in the next slide here, we will put in her flooring. Now, if you would like to save this as a JPEG later, the first thing you'll need to do is fill in the whole screen with your wall color, even if it's white and the screen's already white. Otherwise, the JPEG won't recognize it, and it'll actually create a black space instead of a white space. I'm going to make it smaller so I can shrink to fit in this space here. Okay, so then I just double click, and I can select white and no outline. Then the next thing I want to add is her flooring. So I'm going to put in a rectangle about halfway up. And then I'm going to right click, format shape, and then picture or texture fill. And actually I'm going to, oh, here we go. We can open it up here, and they already have a wood floor texture that's similar in color to what her room is. So I'm going to my downloads folder, and I'll find that picture, and I'm going to drag it over. Now you can see that up here, oh, it's exactly the same picture. Fabulous. It's got all this stuff around it. So all I do, I double click it so this crop comes in, and then I can tighten everything else out of the picture that I don't want there. Alright, and you can see like on either side there's a little bit of wall color left. That is fine. Her window, if you'll look, is pretty high in the room. You can see the ceiling right there. There's not a lot of space. So I'm going to move this window up to mimic that feel. Then the next thing I'm going to drop in are her curtains. So these curtains are from Target, and I just grabbed the picture from Google Images since Target's enlarge function makes it really hard to save a picture. And then I'm going to crop this down same way to get rid of all the extra stuff. And then I'm going to hang them nice and high in her space. I like it when my windows are not completely covered, so they allow all that yummy light to come in. These are just a little bit tall for her room, so I'm going to shrink them up. And then to save time, I'm just going to copy it and paste it and slap one on the other side. Now because her windows are super wide, she may want another set of curtains, and so I could slap on another set to show her what that would look like if she filled in the space, and then that would allow her to completely cover her windows with curtains if she wanted to. Okay, but for now I'm just going to take those out. Now the rug I have picked out for her is from rugsusa.com, and since these are real rugs, let's see, it's called the Maui. Let's see if I named it right. Here we go. I'm going to slide this over. And it's way too big and it's the wrong direction, so if I scroll up, whoops, they will allow me to flip this rug. And then I can slide it down into place. Now look, the curtains are overlapping the rug, so all I have to do is right click and then click on send backwards and do it again, and it pops both the curtains down in front of the rug. And then it's got this little bit of white space showing on the edge, and I don't love that, so I'm going to come over here to recolor and click on set transparent color. I'm going to try to hit it there, and then most of that white space disappears and allows the rug to just work in the space. Now I can't do that on this curtain because it's not plain white, it's kind of splotchy. I'm going to center that rug a little bit. Okay. Now I wanted to see what it would look like with a little table, so I went and grabbed one. This time I'm going to grab an image of a table that's slightly different. I think I want to see what it looks like to have a black table with baskets on the bottom. I'll see if that's available. I found this piece from Home Decorators Collection, and I chose it because it was on a white background and it was a straight-on view of the chest. I found a lot of pieces of furniture I liked, but they were at an angle, so it wouldn't work very good in this picture. And so I'm just going to turn the background transparent and then shrink it to fit my space. And then I want to see what it looks like if there are baskets in this little console area. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle for a basket. And then instead of filling with a color, I'm going to fill with a texture that looks like a basket weave and get rid of that outline. Then I can copy and stick another one below. It's not a real basket, but it kind of gives the effect of what I'm looking for. Also, I want to fill in the valance up there, like what it would look like if there was a bamboo shade or something textury like that at the top. So same thing, I'm just gonna fill that shape with a texture. I'm gonna try this one. No, that's terrible. There, it matches the baskets. I think in this picture above, I filled it in with the rug texture. And I can show you how to do that if you want to fill something with your own picture. You choose picture instead. To make this room feel finished, it needs some kind of greenery besides what you see out the window. So I'm just going to grab a little plant picture. I'm going to make the background transparent and then shrink it to fit. And set it here on the table. Well, that's still kind of a giant little house plant, right? Then if she wanted to see what it would look like with the whole window full of herbs, we could stick a whole bunch of them on there and be like, oh, does that look cute, or is it overkill, or... It's just kind of fun to play around. We were considering slip covering her sofas, or maybe even looking for an Ektorp sofa on Craigslist. And so we can pop in a sofa in the picture just to see what she thinks of it in her space. Stacy, if you're watching this, I want you to see this cool room because it's so similar to yours. Now, this is an Ektorp sectional, so they have it shoved up against the window, which doesn't look as cool as if they'd had just the sofa and it was perfectly across from the fireplace with a chair on either side. But look how good the white fireplace looks in this space, and their curtains that aren't covering the window, and the bamboo shades, and this natural looking rug. I just love. I think this would look really great in your room. It's already really similar to this. I would like to see her put her sofa right on the edge of that window so that she has room behind it. Let's look at her design picture. So that she has room behind it for a little bench with shoe storage. So she pulls that sofa so that the back of it is where the front of it is now. She'll be closer to her seating area, making a more cozy arrangement for talking, and then she'll have more room in her entry for where they need it most. This alignment's not quite as good as the other one, but at least I can get rid of the background so it's not as distracting. That'll help me figure out if I like it in this space. Okay, it got rid of a little bit of the sofa too, but I think it's okay. Then I'm going to make it bigger so it's in proportion. Yeah, it doesn't look good though. Well, Stacy wanted to know what it looked like to stick it in front of her sofa table in front of the window. You could kind of tell that a little bit. Anyway, this is kind of getting wonky, but you can see how I'm just dragging in pictures, getting rid of the background, and arranging it in some semblance of order so that it looks like my space. And now I'm going to show you some of the mood boards that I've done for my, here's one for the girls' bathroom. So I'm looking to see, what if I paint my vanity white? What if I do gold hardware? What if I put in this tile and do my mirror green? These are actual towels from Target. These are curtains I already own from Target, and I just want to know, will they go with the colors? And actually, you can see the curtains here and the band on the towels, they look a little bit off. Ooh, I forgot. This is a picture, not a Pinterest, or not a PowerPoint. I saved it as a JPEG in PowerPoint. But anyway, if I drug that over, you would see that this blue and that blue doesn't look the same, but I took a risk and bought the towels anyway, and they're an exact match in real life. So you can't kind of go off colors on your screen completely. And then if you look at this tile right here, that little pale green is actually a blue, and it matches that perfectly. So when I got it in my space, I loved it. Okay, so that's the bathroom. Here's my master bedroom mood board. Now, it was harder for me to find shapes that worked perfectly. Like, I wanted this bench at the end of my bed, but I couldn't do that. I wanted a rug under the bed, but things weren't falling into place for me. So I was able to drag in the things I wanted to look at, and it still gave me an idea of how I wanted my room to look, and whether or not the things I was picking out would work. And see, take this blanket for example. I loved the shade of blue, and it's from IKEA, and when I got to the store to buy this exact blanket, it wasn't that color. And so I was super disappointed. It's a deep navy, almost black looking at the store. So I was able then to come home and say, you know what, I'm looking for a true blue blanket for my space, and I was able to order one from another company. Okay, we're recording now. Come say hi to my friends.
Hi. Where are they?
Where are they? They're going to be watching this video in a little bit. Here, where are you? There you are. There you are. That's so fun.